Gather up your projects, settle in your favorite spot. It's time to stitch with Sarah at her stitchy Camelot. Let's celebrate each other, this community we've got. It's time to get down to Sarah's stitchy spot.
Hello everyone, my name is Sarah. Welcome to my FlossTube channel, where we will discuss and celebrate all things cross-stitch. Grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and join me
at Sarah's stitchy spot.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and this is FlossTube number 52. It is Friday, July the 5th, 2024. I would like to take this moment to welcome each and every one of you to my FlossTube channel. As I do at the beginning of every video, I send love, hugs, and kisses to my husband Stan for writing and performing the intro song that you just heard. If you are new to my FlossTube channel, I hope you will like what you see, that you will subscribe, share, like, ring the bell, and do all the things that we do on FlossTube. For my returning viewers and subscribers, hi. It is so good to see you. We have a lot to talk about today. I have something that I need to share with you guys. We have a fully finished, we have finishes, we have new starts, we have happy mail. Everything is here to make this a glorious FlossTube. But first, I do want to take a moment to talk with you guys. As a lot of you know, I went to the Bay Area to be with Eva and Vince and David for the last 3 or 4 days. Eva has had it may have a problem with the pregnancy. She is almost 20 weeks. But there is some concern that her cervix is shortened. And she carried Vince to full term, which is all good news. So they are watching her very closely. There is a procedure called a cerclage that can be done, which for all of you sewers, it's very much like putting a drawstring around the opening of the cervix. To strengthen the cervix so that the baby can be carried to term. So she is being watched week to week, and of course it's very stressful for all of us, especially for Eva, as she seems to have these little bumps in the road. With her pregnancies. And as we all know, Vince has turned out beautifully. And I don't think there's going to be anything different about this pregnancy. But I know what the power all of you have in thinking about us, sending prayers. And so I'm going to ask for them again, for Eva and David and Vince, and for our family. So I'm thrilled to be here to do this FlossTube, and I don't like to start anything off with an apology, but I have just been home for a day. What I think is everything that I wanted to share. We're going to jump in and do it, and hopefully I will be back in 2 weeks, and with all good news. So you guys have been such a part of my life, and really such a part of their lives. So I wanted to share that with you, and know that if Sarah gets a little scattered at times, there's just a bit going on. So okay, now the other little piece of unfinished business, I have had no one has sent me a message about the giveaway that I did, and it was for one of the crushed animal crackers by Stacy Nash. It is it's the squirrel. I'll try to remember to stick the picture there because I don't remember if that's Miss Hazel. I'm not sure. But anyway, I did that 2 videos ago. Lorraine has so kindly offered 2 of her charts for me to use as giveaways. And so this is the one that hasn't been picked up. So I'm going to put a picture of the winner and I will read out the name that is their YouTube channel again, and that is user-PK9PP8RQ1X. So if you see this or hear it, please use the email in the drop-down box below the video and send me your address, and we will, and Laureen will kindly get this in the mail to you. Okay, now I think I'm going to go into shout outs first because I have a lot of shares and I'm really excited because they run the gamut of a lot of different stitching processes. So I wanted to give a shout out to Carolyn, Elizabeth, and Amy, and I hope I got all 3 of your names right. This is the Thread Gremlins. I think I'm a bit late to the party. They may have as many as 8 videos out, but I did catch one, and they're 3 young women again with a passel of children celebrating summer break. Not really, but that was what was being discussed in the video I saw. They're beautiful stitchers, and I just really enjoyed them. So I want to encourage all of you to go over, if you haven't started watching them or following them, and give them a good, warm FlossTube community welcome. Okay, I'm sorry that that's about as many shout outs as I am extremely behind in my video watching because all of those days that I was there with Vince and Mom, I was not watching any TV. Okay, or watching any YouTube. Okay, now the next thing is I want to make sure that I make a pitch for Stephanie of Lindy Stitches is doing a midsummer stitch. It will be on July 19th through the 20th. It is another virtual meetup that is very much along the lines of Jingle Ball, but there won't be classes, there won't be people selling things. It is literally a beautiful community builder. And I would like to refer you to her video, and I think it's just titled Party Time, and where she does all the explaining about it. I have bought my ticket. They are only $8. There will be the, oh heck, what do you call that? The dating thing. Oh, I'm going completely blank. But anyway, you guys know how she does that. It'll come to me in a minute. Speed dating, speed stitching, or however she does it. Well, that was a long get around, wasn't it? Anyway, and there'll be stitching tables. And I think, if I understood it right, that Carolyn and Anna of Curious Crafters, which I can never recommend enough for you to go and follow and watch if you aren't. I think they're going to have a stitching table that will be a part of this. So it'll be a lot of fun. It's another way to get to meet viewers and make new stitching friends and see old stitching friends. So I wanted to make sure I got that out. Now, I think there's been, based on your comments, I think the Zoom thing is going to be a go. I was hoping to have a little more information exactly how I want to do it. But for this 2 weeks, what I want to do is if you will just put the word Zoom in your comment, I am going to use the random comment picker, and I'm going to pick 10 people out of that, and I will announce them on the next video, and that will be the Zoom. I think this first one I'm going to attempt to have on a Saturday afternoon. I'm thinking very much like Chat Across the Pond, starting it at noon, which would allow people from across the pond to join in, as well as people on the East Coast, etc. Now, my hope for this is that as it goes on, I will try to do more than that. I'm going to learn how, either on my own or from Eva, how to do a Google form, and I think I'm going to get that down there and start getting the emails of all of you who are interested in doing this. And what I want to do is try to go through everyone that would like to do it, and then we can go from there. So I was hoping to come at you with a very defined plan, but I don't want to drag my feet on this. I want to meet all of you, and I want to see your beautiful faces, and I want to see what you're stitching. And so for this video, please, if you would like to Zoom, put Zoom in your comment. Don't mention any types of, I mean, it's not like a giveaway, but don't put prizes, giveaway, any of those buzzwords that attract the trolls. But just put Zoom in there. I will pick the 10 and we will start there. So I hope that sounds okay. I promise that as this goes on, we will get a better plan. But rather than just saying, well, I had to be out of town, so I didn't get, we're just gonna, we'll get the first 10 on board and see how it goes, okay? So I'm very excited, and I think we can make this work. And I appreciate all of you for your interest, your suggestions, and I take them all to heart, and please feel like you can continue to help me along with this, because I never like to say I'm technically challenged, but I do like to say sometimes maybe I don't deserve technology, because sometimes I can get confused, but I think we've got this, and I want it bad enough that we'll make it work. Okay, so now the next thing I want to do is go into shares, because oh my goodness, we have so many incredible ones. So we're going to start right off the bat, and the first two are from Claire. Claire had a daughter that just graduated with her PhD, Emily, and Claire's husband had graduated from college, from Cornell in the early 90s, and Emily grew up in the home, always seeing his seal that Claire had cross-stitched, and so she very much wanted one. So Claire and her husband worked together, because there was no chart. They put together a chart for the University of South Dakota seal, and that's what's going to be running across here. And so they made that for her, and were able to gift it to her for that incredible educational accomplishment of getting her PhD. The second piece is also for Claire's daughter, and this daughter has graduated from her paralegal program, and Claire stitched Legendary Girls by Little House Needleworks. I don't own this chart, but it has always been a favorite of mine. I love what it says, and Claire stitched this on a 36 count Picture This Plus Wren with the called for overdyed floss, and so both daughters received a treasured piece of cross stitch from their mother, which I think is wonderful. The next piece is from Melissa, and this is For the Love of the Needle by Needle Made Designs. This was stitched on 37 count fabric with Gloriana and Belsois silks, and then she did use some overdyed floss substitutions and pearl cotton. There was some 1/1 involved, there was some embroidery, and there were some coral knots. Now, I actually got to see this in person because Melissa is part of For the Love of Stitches, and our stitching meetings are in Sacramento, as you may have heard me discuss. This was breathtaking. It is a beautiful, beautiful piece, and she put this in this lovely collage for you to see all the parts. And Melissa, thank you for sending that in. The next piece is Pam, and Pam sent her finish of Florence Mary Dickinson for inspiration for all of us that are working on that with Judy and I for our birthday sale. And she stitched this on a 32 count creme brulee by Tabby Cat with an MPI conversion from Hobby House Needleworks. And Pam will be retiring in August. So congratulations, Pam. Thank you for sending in all that beautiful inspiration for us. And Charlene sent in a picture of 2 quilts. Now the first one is a rag quilt, and I think that she said she learned how to do this maybe from a stitch up. It was Stitching with the Housewives. So she made this for a grandchild, and then she did an English paper piecing quilt that she made for another grandchild. And so this was sort of to continue in inspiration for me with my dipping my toe into English paper piecing. And as you can see, they're both beautiful. And thank you, Charlene, for thinking of me and for all the viewers that will see this beautiful pieces. My next one is from Deborah, the Shingle Spring Stitcher, and it's Chubby Bird by Jeanette Douglas. And she stitched this on a mystery fabric, and she used most of the floss as a conversion from her stash. Again, Deborah is a part of For the Love of Stitches, and I was sitting right next to her a couple of weeks ago as she worked on this. So this is her finish on Chubby Bird, and it's just darling. Next is Michael. Michael keeps, he's got some beautiful pieces, and this is Colors of the Orient by Historisch Stickmuster. I probably am not saying that correct, but don't let that take away from the beauty of this piece. He stitched it on a 32 count white Belfast linen with a Versoix Soie de Jais silks, and it's just stunning. And thank you, Michael, for thinking of all of us and sending this beautiful piece to share. Next, I have Janine, and this is Byron Blackbird by the Artsy Housewife. She stitched it on a piece of 18 count Badlands by Bestitch Me. And this, again, is also a favorite of mine. I don't own the chart, but it is, I think, Stacy, the 911 stitcher, had stitched this in the past, and I think that's where I first saw it, and it's a beautiful finish. So thank you, Janine, for sending that. Kathy sent a piece of crewel stitching based on my showing you all last FlossTube, the piece that I did for my mom, and this she did this piece for her mother in the 80s. So a lot of specialty stitches, a lot of French knots, but they turned out beautiful, and they're so colorful and very elegant looking. So thank you, Kathy, for sending that. And finally, but certainly not least, Marcia sent a study in nature by the Artsy Housewife. She did this for her granddaughter, and it's stitched on a 40 count Weeks straw with DMC, and it's framed in a shadow box. And it's a beautiful photograph that she sent of this piece. So this is wonderful. I love sharing these pieces. I love that you guys are taking the time to send them in. I always have comments that people enjoy seeing your stitching as well. So, so yay for our shares today. Okay, now I do want to say I hold a lot of you in my heart for what I'm going to show next, because I felt you all with me when I did it. I have fully finished one of the pieces that I showed you in my finish parade, and that is the I Am No Bird by Modern Folk Embroidery. And I tragically picked a piece that had very straight lines. You know, a novice mistake, because all of you that frame your own pieces say those are the hardest. But the point is, I went down with a good attitude. I have a process of lacing that I understand and that is working for me, and it was good. The biggest problem with this one is that I cut mat board instead of foam core, so I was unable to really successfully pin it. And the one shortcut that I took that I probably will never do again is I didn't put a basting stitch around. So is it perfect? No, but I am hanging it with pride because I think it's that big step to help me get towards framing my own pieces. It's a thrift store piece, a thrift store frame, and okay, so here it is. I did not put it under glass. I did use a little batting underneath on the mat board, and of course the lines aren't straight. But I have great pride. I really do. I came upstairs and showed it to Stan, and I was very happy. So it is already on my wall for me to enjoy, which is the purpose of all of this. And again, you were all down there in the room with me as I laced, and I love that. I love knowing that you're with me. So there is my fully finish on I Am No Bird by Modern Folk Embroidery. Okay, so that was my fully finish. I also had 2 finishes. I did finish my piece for Cross Stitch Camp 2024 that's hosted by the amazing Shelley, Colorado cross stitcher, and this was Souvenir de France by Blackbird Designs. It was a free pattern, and if you can see, I changed the date to 2018 by the Eiffel Tower to reflect the incredible 10 days in May of 2018 that Stan and I went to Paris. I'm pretty sure I will be making a pillow out of this, but I haven't completely decided. So that is Souvenir de France by Blackbird Designs. My second finish, and I think all of you knew this was coming because I was so close last time, is Strawberry Fields Forever by Blackbird Designs. This is on a 25 count Lugana. I have stitched it 1/1 with the called for flosses on a piece of rugged Rochester by Those Missing Stitches. I have to do a big shout out to Angie, because she, I just feel like she has guided me and been there with me to learn, to push myself to do this 1/1 stitching. So there it is. And, you know, I'm just looking here. I know you guys saw me slow down. I don't know if that right there is supposed to have a flower or not. I know there were a lot of missed flowers. I don't think it does, but I will check before I do anything final with this, because I'm not sure it would fit in that space. But anyway, that is Strawberry Fields Forever. This is also a part of the hashtag BBD, Magical Mystery Tour Sal, that Peg of Peg Page 123 and I are hosting, as well as hashtag Fab for Fans Sal, that is hosted by Stephanie and Allison of Stitch Across the Pond and Julie of Julian Stitches. So those were my 2 finishes and my fully finished. So I was pretty happy about that. So I'm just going to take a little sip. As many of you know, we are still looking at another maybe week of triple digits. It is very hot. and I open the blinds for the lighting for the video, and the heat comes in. So I may be taking a drink every now and then. And I'm glad I did, because I saw something else I finished that I want to share. And that's my English paper piecing flower. This was from the kit First Stitches. It was a little paper piecing kit that Susan Stanley of Stitches in Time put together, that I purchased, and there's enough fabric to do 2 flowers, and I finished it. So I'm not going to pull the papers out until I know exactly what I plan to do with this. I am thinking about putting it on a project bag. So those project bags that I plan on doing are really lining up here, so I better get busy. So I loved it. And what was nice about this is I did take it to Even David's, and though I didn't do much stitching, there was a couple of times where we were just sitting and talking, and there's no counting, and it's a very relaxing, mindless thing to do, and that's where I finished it. So, and this week on Thursday, I will have the meet up with the English paper piecing ladies that are here in Sonora, and I can get the other one started. So, and I also want to mention on the line of this that, you know, Susan Stanley's FlossTube, you know, she continues to talk about English paper piecing, and Shelley of Antique Needleworkers and Kari of Tiger Lily Designs, they are doing a English paper piecing sale. And so I encourage you to go check out their videos where they talk about that, because, you know, it could take years and years to make Grandma's quilt. But I am thinking I might want to give that a shot. So go check their videos out. I'm sure you watch them because they're both fabulous. But their most recent around there talk about the, it's not a stitch along, it's a quilt along for English paper piecing. So those are, okay, that's my finishes. So the next thing we're going to do is my new start. And my new start is going to be a part of some of the Happy Mail. So this, as you all know, the plan was to start Florence Mary Dickinson by Hands Across the Sea. And Judy and I did, in fact, Zoom together on June 24th. And we worked on our pieces together. And I am here to tell you that Judy is all that. We really had fun, and I know that we will stitch together again. So I am stitching this on a 40 count creme brulee by Tabby Cat, which was also gifted to me for my birthday from Sandra. And I'm using Vicki Clayton Silks. And the hashtag for Judy and I is #2birthdayGirls, and I'll put that down below. But before I show it to you, may I please show you the beautiful project bag that Katherine, Stitching in Costume, made for me. First of all, this was the beautiful card she sent. Isn't that every much the lady that she is? It's just so beautiful. And this is the bag. Oh, look at that. So it has a pocket. It has, you know, sorry for the zipper. I think I just closed it. Zipper with this beautiful strawberry. And it has summer on the letters. This gorgeous inside is quilted. She's got a beautiful, I told her she should sell these, Stitching in Costume tag on it. And she gave this to me at the, for the Love of Stitches a couple of weeks ago. So Katherine, thank you so much for this beautiful bag. Did I show the back? Sometimes I get too excited. It has the handle, and it will house my birthday start of Florence Mary Dickinson. So this is the Vicki Clayton Silks that I have put on floss drops thus far, as I worked on it. And this is my progress. And again, this is on a 40 count. So I'm trying so hard to do this whole skeleton border, which I will tell you people, if you haven't started or you haven't worked on the border, these flat areas here, they every once in a while randomly go from an 11 crosses to a 10. So please, please, please count carefully as you do this skeleton part. And then I added a little more over in here. I've started this bird. I just don't have the ability to not try to go inside and do some of the fun parts. I guess that's not eating all my vegetables first. But so that is, that's my start so far. I love stitching on it. It might get put aside just a little when I talk about my plans for July, but that is Florence Mary Dickinson. So I'm very happy about that. So that was my new start. I'll put those over there. So I think it's time to get into the laundry baskets. What do you say? Let's do it. Okay, my first piece is Think Twice by Modern Folk Embroidery. Sorry. And this is a piece that I started with Carmen of Cardamom Pins for the hashtag Jacob Sleeper Sal. I still have not done a whole lot on it. I am stitching it on a 36 count sheep straw by R&R, and I am using a DMC variegated thread 4522. So I just picked this up. I think I got more of this done. It is really not very much more, but I do love working on it, and I love the variegation in that thread. So this is Think Twice by Modern Folk Embroidery, hashtag Jacob Sleeper Sal. I am finding that I do very much like to work on Quakers. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed pulling out Anne Hunt Nelsey, which is not a whip for this particular video, but I very much enjoy stitching on Quakers. Oh, who are we kidding? I very much enjoy stitching on anything, right? Okay, so next is Vince's stocking, and that is this, and it is Woodland Storytime Stocking by Cooler Designs. I'm stitching it on a 14 count antique white Ada, and it's gonna be huge. You know, every stocking that I have stitched, and I have stitched a lot of stockings for grandkids, has been on 14 count Ada. So I just did it, jumped in, did the measurements, but this is going to be like 20 inches long. So I told Eva and David, have fun filling it for him. Once, you know, Santa stops doing it. But, and I suppose I'm going to need to make, you know, this one, a bigger one, a similar size one for the new baby. But so this is my progress. I have this on Markup XP. I think I'm at like a 20% mark. So as you can see, the little bears are coming in. I'm trying. There's a lot of this blue up here, so I'm trying to do a little bit of that every time. But and I see some red in here that I think is probably part of Santa's coat. So it's coming along, and I just love it. It is great fun. I work on this on Sundays. So that is Woodland Storytime Stocking. And that will be for Vince. Okay, so we'll put this one aside. A lot of DMCs in that one, but they're fun. Okay, Next we have, oh, this is, you know, my red work. I always try to continue to do a red sampler. And this is the Angel Armel 1907 by Maximum Cross Stitch. It's not very big, so you know, I should be able to get it done. Again, just because I was grabbing little snips and bits of time to stitch, maybe not a lot of progress. It is stitched on a 36 count Heartland by Picture This Plus, and I am using Gloriana Hollyberry Silk. And this is, so yeah, I did get quite a bit done. So I got the Armel, almost all of the Armel. I know that I did this basket, I think this bird and this, and maybe took the this border across, and it looks like, yeah, I still have a needle. Oh, that's why, because I'll move that out of the way, but I just want to show you, I couldn't wait. So I have gone down and started this very fancy alphabet that has the back stitching in it. I wanted to get that A done before I showed it to you guys, but I guess I didn't make it. So that is Angel Armel by Maximum Cross Stitch. Okay. Next we have, oh, yes, I had to get it out. I love it so much, is the Smith Sampler. I know somebody had finished this in a FlossTube, and you know, I see it and then I just have to work on it. This was a piece that I bought in 2022 and had kitted up at the attic the first time I went. And I am stitching this on a piece of 36 count Cottage Stone by Color and Cotton. I'm using the called for silks, with the exception that they substituted weathered vine for the Tacna Gold, and I'm using the gassed Gentle Arts maple syrup for the Woolly Bear. And here's where we are. So I worked, yeah, this is all new, this in here, and I did some work on the border. I have decided, I think I carried this green across. I'm trying to get that done. I'm going to do what Shelley, Colorado Cross Stitcher, did, and just try to use the pattern in the border and fill in here rather than put Smith. So that will be a change that I am making. So I'm sorry, let me get that. So that is the Smith Sampler. I adore the white and the red together in the flowers. There's a bit of that in Martha Evans' 1879 as well. I love the contrast. So great fun. I do dearly love my samplers. Okay, and I tried to touch some because of, like I said, my plans for July. That goes with that. The next piece is, I've told you guys I dearly love working on this, and I pulled it out again for a little more work, and that's this Juneteenth Day by Shaded Stitchery. And I have my glasses, and I do want to read what she has written on here. And it's celebrate and remember ancestors who stay in our souls forever this Juneteenth Day. And I know all of us do. So this is stitched on 36 count summer khaki, and I'm using the call for DMC. And what I concentrated on was trying to, I would like to get, well, first of all, I got celebrate and remember in all the way. I'm trying to get this band of night stars completely finished. I'd like to get that across so I know exactly how far it goes. There will be another one of these, you know, on this side as well. So I have still a little more to do. But the way that night sky looks, those stars and moons, they almost twinkle, don't they? I love it. So this is This Juneteenth Day by Shaded Stitchery. I started it a year ago on June the 19th. Okay. The next piece is my 2 threads a day, which is Summer at Cherry Hill. Let me tell you an epiphany I have had. There is a lot of stitching in this. Because, you know, I was getting so proud because all of this was done and I was coming down here. And then I saw I've got these big flowers. I still have her dress and the damn grass. So, but I like doing, I'm happy that I'm doing the 2 threads a day because I'm making progress and we'll get it done. So I'm stitching this on a 36 count stars hollow blend by R&R, and I'm using the called for overdyed. And so this is my progress. So I think I had this bird in last time. Most of the bees, but the bee skep is finished. I've gotten this bird finished. He just needs a beak. I was working on the M this morning, and I think that's what I've done since you've seen it last. So that is Summer at Cherry Hill. I know there probably are many of you that would love to see me put a dress on the woman. But, you know, she's going, ooh, maybe she's going, ooh, because she doesn't have a dress on. There you go. So, I do love the bees. Oh, they're so fiddly, but oh, they look so cute. So that is Summer at Cherry Hill by, oh my goodness, really, it's Brenda Gervais, right? Where's the chart? Yes, Brenda Gervais, sorry. All right. My next piece is, this has, since I finished Strawberry Fields Forever, I did think of this, but someone had a lovely suggestion for what I call my 5 to 7 stitching each day, and it's happy hour. Well, of course it is. So this is my happy hour piece, and that is Summer Sampler by Twin Peak Primitives. This is out of the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, and it is Summer 2023. This is a piece that I am also doing on 25 count Lugana, 1/1, and we're really close. Look how sweet. Oh, I just love it. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I have very little left. I just think it looks, the lines look clean. It's a lovely, the font on the alphabet. So that is Summer Sampler by Twin Peak Primitives. Okay. Oh, and I'm stitching this with a Vicki Clayton silk, and it is called Magpie Tears, and it's comparable to 3750 DMC. You know, I don't know that I've shared that. I feel like I've never said that. I'm going to take a little drink. Okay. Next, so this is the first. Sorry, I'm going to make a noise. This is, well, I just threw it down, but I think I know what this is going to be. I'm going to do Christmas in July. And this is the first piece because I'm very close to finishing it, that I worked on in the last 2 weeks. Well, actually, since the 1st of July, I have worked on it. And it is being stitched on a 36 count Wren with the called for overdyed floss. And this is a piece that I am doing to honor my mother, whose name was Eva Rose. And there are hanging threads because it's being, there may even be a needle. There is, boy, had a lot of needles going. But as you can see, I got Mary in. I'm working on this bird here, and there'll be another bird here. And that's, you know, other than that border, which is very easy to do, is pretty much done. I put the year 1922 because that is the year my mother was born. So I'm really close to a finish, and I'm very excited about that. So that is Christmas Rose by Blackbird Designs. On the other side, I don't have the chart, but I am Bringing Good Cheer is started there. And so I will have both of those pieces on this piece of fabric. So I'm hoping you see that as a finish when I meet with you next. And then my final piece is this, yes, that I have worked on will be my new focus piece since I finished Chester's sampler that I showed you last time. And that is going to be, yeah, Oh Joyous Day by Blackbird Designs. I'm close enough that giving it a good 7 days a month, I think in a couple of months it will be done. So I'm stitching this on a 36 count flannel flower by Fox and Rabbit. I'm using the called for overdyed floss. And this is where I am. So I am continuing, I finished the roof completely. I am continuing to put the red in for the house. I worked on this border, bringing it across, and this border, taking it down. I think that's what I did this time. So I'm very excited about this because in light of, as you all know, there are at least, I think, 3 bands of satin stitching. There's some satin, the satin stitching, there's some Smyrna crosses. I think there might be some eyelets. But with Nicola doing the Academy of Needlework, before I tackle those on this, I plan to watch the particular videos that go with that, and hopefully we'll do a good job on this piece. So Oh Joyous Day will be my new focus piece. It will get 7 days a month until it is finished. Isn't that bird just glorious? Oh, I love the bird. So those are my WIPS. Again, I know compared to the old days, it seems like that the numbers of the WIPS are down, but you know, hopefully it just means because I am doing other things just a little bit, like the English paper piecing and framing, and doing those things. So, okay, so I've got that. Now, my last WIP, actually, I saved till last because it's more happy mail, really cool happy mail. So I'm just gonna show it to you. I don't know when. Steph made me this project bag to house Sarah Milthrop. Look at it. Look at the inside. Look at the back. Those sweet little flowers. Oh my goodness. And with that came a beautiful card. Let me make sure I have the right card here. No, that's not it. Well, you couldn't have lost the card. Oh, yeah, I could have. Oh, no, here it is. I knew I got it out. So I had a beautiful birthday card. I had the bag. She made these decorative pins. Look at those. They're absolutely stunning. And her sweet spot for stitching right now is 46 count. So she had some 36 count fabric that she shared with me. And this is a piece of Tornado by Fox and Rabbit that we really want to put some Halloween or some Christmas or, oh my goodness, look at it. I love it. So I will get that pressed and hanging up in my cabinet. I got a piece of, is this it? Is this the one? This is summer khaki. This is a piece of 36 count summer khaki, and you guys know I need it because I'm using what I had on this Juneteenth day. And then, oh, this just takes my breath away. This is called Lichen by Tabby Cat. Look at this. And I think it's going to show up pretty, oh, it's definitely showing up true. Isn't that gorgeous? So, thank you, Stephanie. And thank you for, she's been holding my hand a bit lately, and I appreciate that very much. But what was housed in my Sarah Milthorpe bag is Sarah Milthorpe, which I did work on. And here is the chart. Guys, I'm kind of glistening, I hope. Yeah, it's warm. By Hands Across the Sea. This was my birthday start last year. I am stitching it on 36 count cream brulee by Tabby Cat. And this is my progress. Now you're going to notice something missing. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. But anyway, where I worked this time is I put in this star. I started this. I worked on the house and I got that window in. And I always do something in the border. But if you notice, I did have the wording started. And yes, folks, I picked it out because, again, going back to dear Angie and the kit that she put together for me for the thinner threads for working on Anne Campion, I am going to not use it's Soie. I'm going to use like a 103 or something finer to do that, and I think I'll like the way it looks because I have gotten so much more comfortable with 1/1, but it just really looked fat and messy to me. I was doing full crosses because this is 36 count. So yeah, so that is Sarah Milthorpe in my new bag. So I'm very fortunate to have people that those were very kind gifts from Katherine and Steph. So thank you very much. I also got a birthday card from Desiree. Really cool. And she had a couple of charts that she has stitched. One of them I actually showed on the shares not too long ago, and that was Patriotic Petunias by Sweet Wing Studio. And Note of Love, Hannah Rome, and this is by running with needles and scissors. Oh my goodness, yes. So this will be fun to stitch as well. So thank you very much, Desiree, for sending that. And I got a beautiful card from my friend Mel. Dear, dear Mel, you know what you mean to me. So, and I want to thank all of you for all the wonderful birthday wishes. June was like really cool, and I felt really special. And guess what? Diane, Allison, and Eva, and Mira are going to take me to see Wicked in September in San Francisco. I love musicals. I love musicals. I love Broadway musicals. And I had sort of resigned myself to the fact that I would probably not get to see Wicked. And nope, they rallied and surprised me with that on my birthday. So I'm going to go see Wicked, and I'll tell you all about it. So thank you, girls, for that. I did succumb to some purchases. Abby, Top Knot Stitcher, had an incredible Blackbird sale. I mean, how do you not, right? I mean, I'm trying. And I purchased Winter Wonderland. Just look at it. Oh, well, you look at it. I can look at it later. I purchased a little bit of spring. Which has, more than one project in it, I'm pretty sure. Well, maybe it doesn't. No, maybe it's just one. Okay, it doesn't matter. I have it. And then the booklet, When Leaves Fall. I have Autumn Winds. Is that the other one? But I didn't have this one. So thank you, Abby, for that sale. You got me. And then I know everyone has been talking about this chart, but Laura put up a post, Laura put up a post on Instagram, and well, I'll just show it. Yeah, Tomato Girl. And that is by Sub Rosa. Oh my goodness. It got me. So now I have to be really good for a while. But I figure, you know how your mind works. I mean, like I framed that one by myself. So didn't that save money? And now that you could throw it. But anyway, just every once in a while you gotta, right? And if I learned anything from Brenda and Laura, that when I first started this FlossTube journey, watching FlossTube, you buy all the Blackbird. So lesson learned and lesson executed. Okay, so I think those are the things that I had on the table that I wanted to talk about. So if you liked what you saw, I hope you will subscribe and ring the bell and share and do all the things that we do on FlossTube. Again, I appreciate you listening and keeping Eva and David and Vince in your prayers, thoughts. We have other, again, FlossTubers that are facing medical issues. We have, there are still a lot of things going on that still need us, both within our community and the world in general. So I want us to continue to be that incredible force for kindness and for love and for caring for each other. That's what we need to concentrate. We need to put our energy into those things and just be there. So Remember to put Zoom in your comment if you would like to be in that drawing for 10 people to get us started. Don't forget about midsummer stitching. And I thought of one other thing, but you know, when I go to do a list, I forget about what they are. Oh, and the giveaway. I will have put a picture of that winner, their YouTube handle, and I hope you will get in touch with me. If I haven't heard from you by the next video, my plan will be the morning I record, I will pick another name and announce that. So I think that I have covered everything on the table. So I'm going to ask you to grab your stitching, get comfortable, and stitch what you love. I love each and every one of you so much. I am so looking forward to putting faces with names. It's going to be great. And so we'll say goodbye until next time. Take care.